oxidation and reduction. Here, let us take a china dish as it is given in the figure. China dish. In this china dish, what we have to take? We have to take copper powder into the china dish, and with the Bunsen burner, that is the Bunsen burner. So with the help of that, we have to burn the copper powder. So what happens to copper when it is heated? What happens? The copper will turn into a black powder. Why this copper will turn into a black? It will get converted into black powder. Why? Because copper, when it is heated, it will get coated by a black substance called oxygen. Okay, this is because oxygen is added to copper, and copper will get converted into copper oxide. So, how can we write the reaction? So, 2Cu plus O2. Okay, copper, when copper is heated, what happens with the help of oxygen in the air? What happens when it is heated? What it will get converted? It will get converted into copper oxide, 2CuO, that is copper oxide. Now, if hydrogen gas is passed over this heated material, that is copper oxide, the black coating on the surface turns brown as the reverse reaction takes place, and copper is obtained. When this copper oxide further it is heated, what happens? It will get uh, uh, this copper will get converted into again copper, that is copper oxide plus hydrogen. When it is heated, it will get converted into copper. Copper is brown in color. Okay, so again it will get converted back into copper. Now, if a substance gain oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be oxidized. What is oxidation? If a substance gain oxygen, okay, during a reaction, it is said to be oxidized. If a substance loses oxygen, if a substance loses oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be reduced. If a substance loses oxygen, it is said to be reduced. Now, during this reaction, the copper oxide is losing oxygen and is being reduced. Copper oxide is losing oxygen and is being reduced. It is being losing oxygen and it is reduced. The hydrogen is gaining oxygen and is being oxidized. Hydrogen is gaining oxygen and this is getting oxidized. Okay, so in other words, one reactant gets oxidized while the other gets reduced during a reaction. Such reactions are called oxidation reduction reaction. It is called as oxidation reduction reaction, or it is called by another name, that is redox reaction. It is also called as redox reaction. Let me show the let me write the equation, that is copper oxide CuO plus H2 when it is heated gives rise to copper Cu plus H2O. So CuO is losing oxygen. It is losing oxygen and becoming copper. That is, it is reduction is taking place. Okay, hydrogen is gaining oxygen. It is gaining oxygen and oxidation is taking place. So, such reactions are called as oxidation reduction reaction. Okay, some other examples are zinc oxide. Zinc oxide ZnO plus copper plus carbon. I'm sorry, carbon gives rise to Zn gives rise to Zn plus C, C, CO. Okay, so zinc is losing oxygen, so it is getting reduced. Carbon is gaining oxygen and it is getting oxidized. Next, let me explain about corrosion. What do you mean by corrosion? You might have observed iron articles or iron vessels are shiny when we are getting from the market, but they get coated with a reddish brown powder when left for some time. When we keep it out for some time, for some days, a reddish brown coating appears to on the on these articles. So this process is commonly known as rusting of iron. It is called as rusting of iron. Some other materials also get tarnished in this manner. You might have noticed the color of the coating formed on copper and silver. Okay, when a metal is attached by substances around it, such as moisture or acids, etc., it is said to corrode, and this process is called corrosion. And this process is called corrosion. Let me explain once more. When a metal is attached by substances around it, how it will get attached? That is moisture. When it is kept in the moisture, a coating will be appearing on the substance, so it is said to corrode, and this process is called corrosion. The process is called corrosion. The black coating on silver and the green coating on copper are other examples of corrosion. Okay, now what do you mean by? And therefore corrosion causes damage to car bodies, then bridges, then iron railings for the houses we put. Therefore these objects are always maintained by, so in order to prevent these substances from corrosion, they are being every once in a year they are being painted and painted in order to overcome this corrosion. Okay, then what do you mean by rancidity? When fats and oils are oxidized, they become rancid and their smell and taste changes. Okay, usually substances which prevent oxidation, that is antioxidants, are said to be food are added to food containing fats and oil. Keeping food in airtight containers help to slow down oxidation. Do you know what do these chips manufacturers do? They flush the bags of the chips bags with a gas such as nitrogen to prevent the chips from getting oxidized. Okay, so this is called as rancidity. It is called as rancidity.